Imagine reading about a delicious, juicy orange. You can almost taste its sweetness, smell its citrusy aroma, and feel the texture of its peel under your fingers. The vibrant color of the orange, the way it glistens in the light, all these details come alive in your mind. But what if you couldn't picture any of this? What if, no matter how hard you tried, the image of the orange remained elusive, just out of reach? For some, this mental image is vivid and clear. They can see the orange in their mind's eye as if it were right in front of them. But for others, it remains frustratingly blank. No matter how hard they try, they can't conjure up the image. This inability to create mental images is known as aphantasia. It's a condition that affects a person's ability to visualize, to see pictures in their mind. Aphantasia is more common than you might think. Studies suggest that it affects about 2 to 4% of the population. These individuals navigate a world saturated with visual information, yet their internal experience is strikingly different. Imagine living in a world where you can't visualize the faces of your loved ones, the places you've been, or the dreams you have for the future. Despite this, many with aphantasia lead rich, fulfilling lives. They rely on other senses and cognitive strategies to process information and navigate their surroundings. Their internal experience may be different, but it doesn't diminish their ability to understand and interact with the world. Let's delve into this fascinating phenomenon and explore the unique world of those living without a mind's eye. By understanding aphantasia, we can appreciate the diverse ways in which people experience and interpret the world around them. The term aphantasia originates from the Greek word phantasia, meaning imagination, with the prefix a denoting without. It perfectly encapsulates the experience of individuals who lack the ability to generate voluntary mental imagery. Although the phenomenon has likely existed for centuries, it was only recently brought to light. In 2015, a paper was published describing a patient who lost the ability to visualize after a minor medical procedure. This sparked widespread interest and led to the rediscovery of aphantasia, a condition hidden in plain sight. Research suggests that aphantasia is not a deficit in imagination, but rather a difference in how the brain processes information. Aphantasia, often described as the inability to visualize images in the mind's eye, affects a small percentage of the population. Despite this, individuals with aphantasia can still engage in creative and imaginative activities, relying on different cognitive strategies. While the exact neurological mechanisms are still being unraveled, studies using fMRI have revealed intriguing differences in brain activity between individuals with and without aphantasia. These studies have shown that the brain's visual cortex, which is typically active during visualization tasks, behaves differently in people with aphantasia. When people with typical visualization abilities imagine something, areas associated with visual processing, such as the visual cortex, light up. This activation is a key part of how most people experience mental imagery, allowing them to see pictures in their mind's eye. In contrast, individuals with aphantasia show less activity in these areas. This reduced activity suggests that their brains do not engage the visual cortex in the same way, leading to a lack of visual imagery. However, they exhibit increased activity in regions involved in higher-level cognitive functions, such as the prefrontal cortex, which is associated with planning, decision-making, and abstract thinking. This increased activity indicates that people with aphantasia may use different parts of their brain to compensate for the lack of visual imagery, suggesting they may engage in different cognitive strategies. These strategies might include relying more on verbal or logical reasoning rather than visual thinking. Understanding these differences not only sheds light on the diverse ways our brains can function, but also highlights the incredible adaptability of the human mind. Aphantasia is not a barrier to success. In fact, many notable figures throughout history are believed to have experienced the world without mental images. One such individual is the renowned novelist James Joyce. Despite his evocative descriptions, Joyce reportedly struggled to visualize scenes in his own writing. Another prominent example is Albert Einstein, the father of modern physics. Einstein claimed that his thinking process involved abstract concepts and symbols rather than visual images. These examples highlight that aphantasia does not hinder creativity or intellectual prowess. It simply reflects a different way of experiencing the world. However, aphantasia does not necessarily equate to poor memory. Many individuals with aphantasia have excellent memories, relying on different cognitive mechanisms to encode and retrieve information. Section 6. Strategies for a non-visual world. While aphantasia is not a condition that requires fixing, there are strategies individuals can employ to navigate a world designed for visual thinkers. For instance, when learning new information, aphantasics can benefit from focusing on verbal explanations, creating mental summaries, or using mnemonic devices. Since aphantasia primarily affects voluntary visualization, individuals can still engage in other sensory experiences. Focusing on sounds, smells, tastes, and tactile sensations can enrich their internal world and provide alternative avenues for memory and learning. Section 7. The tyranny of the visual. We live in a visually dominant culture. From education to entertainment, visual information reigns supreme. While this benefits many, it can marginalize individuals with aphantasia. Educational systems often rely heavily on visual aids, potentially putting aphantasic students at a disadvantage. Furthermore, common expressions like "picture this" or "imagine the possibilities" can be alienating for those who cannot conjure mental images. It's crucial to raise awareness about aphantasia and promote inclusivity in a world that often prioritizes the visual. Section 8. Beyond the visual horizon. Aphantasia challenges our understanding of imagination and the human mind. It reminds us that there is no single normal way to experience the world. The study of aphantasia offers valuable insights into the diversity of human cognition and the remarkable adaptability of the brain. As we delve deeper into the neurological underpinnings of aphantasia, we gain a richer understanding of how our brains construct our internal realities. This knowledge paves the way for developing more inclusive learning environments and appreciating the unique strengths of all individuals, regardless of their ability to visualize. Section 9. A world of different minds. Aphantasia prompts us to question the role of visual thinking in our lives. This condition, where individuals cannot visualize images in their minds, challenges the common assumption that everyone experiences mental imagery in the same way. For those with aphantasia, the mind's eye remains closed, leading to a unique way of processing information and memories. How much of our thinking is truly visual, and how much is shaped by other senses and cognitive processes? For some, sounds, tastes, and tactile sensations play a more significant role in their cognitive landscape. This diversity in mental experiences highlights the complexity of human cognition and the various ways our brains can interpret the world around us. In a world increasingly dominated by visual media, it's crucial to acknowledge and understand the experiences of those who perceive the world differently. The prevalence of images and videos in our daily lives can overshadow the rich tapestry of non-visual experiences that many people rely on. Recognizing this can lead to a more inclusive and empathetic society. In the next section, we will explore the opposite end of the spectrum, hyperphantasia, the ability to experience exceptionally vivid mental imagery. Individuals with hyperphantasia can conjure up images with remarkable clarity and detail, almost as if they are seeing them with their physical eyes. This ability can enhance creativity and memory, offering a different perspective on how our minds work. Join us as we continue our journey into the fascinating world of mental imagery and its impact on our lives. By understanding the full spectrum of mental imagery, from aphantasia to hyperphantasia, we can appreciate the diverse ways in which people experience and interact with the world. This exploration not only broadens our knowledge, but also fosters a deeper connection with those around us. There you have it, folks. Aphantasia isn't a deficit. It's a different way of processing information that comes with its own unique advantages. While visual thinkers navigate the world through mental imagery, aphantasics harness the power of abstract conceptual thinking. This cognitive diversity reminds us that human minds work in fascinatingly different ways, often invisible from the outside. If you found this exploration of how differently our minds work interesting, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Our next episode will cover hyperphantasia, the opposite condition where people experience ultra-vivid mental imagery almost indistinguishable from reality. Do you think you might have aphantasia or know someone who does? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you're part of the 95% who can visualize, I'm curious, how vivid are your mental images? Let me know on a scale from 1 to 10. Thanks for watching. Together we're uncovering the amazing diversity of human consciousness, one video at a time.